First off, let me start by saying I know that this chapter post-reaction is just a little bit late, but that's the thing. I usually make these post-reactions a few hours after the chapter is actually released, or actually the next day after the chapter is released. And with this one, it's going to be almost like 2 days, but that's just because I wasn't aware when the chapter was released. It was sort of like a stealth release. I didn't hear about it until like 20 hours after the actual chapter was released. I mean, obviously other people covered it, but it just went straight over my head, and that's my bad. But on to the chapter. Now, the first thing that I noticed after I finished reading was this was one of the most tame chapters we've ever had in Eden Zero. Like, there wasn't 30 mysteries, we only really had one at the very end, which is actually a breath of fresh air. Like, I love the mysteries and all, but we were getting a whole lot in the previous chapters, so it's cool that we're slowing down just a little bit. So in last chapter, we were left with Shiki, Happy, and Rebecca being in a little bit of a bind because Sibir had now confronted them in a giant robo-mech, and it looked like he was about to do some damage, but in this chapter, we find out that not only does he not do anything, he also gets one shot. And the crazy thing is that after Shiki delivers said one shot, Sibir then stands up and says he'll be back. He'll definitely be back. I mean, I'm paraphrasing here, but he says something along those lines. Why are you happy that this dude might come back? You just got laughably obliterated. Calm down. I mean, he may have a superpower that he just hasn't shown off yet, you never know. They did have a weird panel of just his fist and it was metal, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. After all that, Shiki and the others get to this bar and they actually meet Weiss there, and one of the funniest scenes goes down where Rebecca shows Weiss the future version of himself and the dude just flips out. He's like, what happened to all my hair? Bro, if I was in his position, I'd be like, I'm good with just dying right now. I don't want to grow up to look like a pedo. During that bar scene, Shiki steals Weiss's briefcase and then uses his powers to stick to the ceiling. Then his powers actually get deactivated and the suitcase opens and there's this weird tiny little robot inside of the suitcase. So now it's time for a crackpot theory. I'm gonna say that this robot was made by the future version of Weiss and sent back in time for a specific reason. What reason? Well, we'll have to find out in Chapter 7, now won't we? Oh, also, Elcy. That fight's probably gonna happen in Chapter 20 at the rate that we're going. But thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.